Who are the best defenders in Rainbow Six Siege Year 9? In today's video, we're going to go over the top 10 defenders I think you guys are going to go. And I handpicked these out of our tier list from the top overall echelon of gameplay pro players. I had Fox to help me out with this. And remember, there's a lot more operators you can use on this list, but these are just my top 10 that you should be buying and playing. So coming at number 1, we have Aruni. She's first on this list. My loadout on her is the DMR, not the Roni, because the DMR is way stronger. We have the horizontal grip, we have the muzzle brake, laser sight, and ACOG, and obviously Athena charm for extra headshot percentage. Pistol, bulletproof camera, not barbed wire, because bulletproof camera has more active intel for the team. But what I like about Aruni is that she is she's like a castle, but what castle wants to be, because you don't want to barricade her teammates out. She's just a very high presence. Even if Aruni dies, operators that have their traps still working, like Valkyrie, is very strong. So as you can see, I put all my Aruni gates on common entry points. So this way, if it's a common entry point, they have to expend utility, health, drone, whatever it may be. And I like to put the BP somewhere in sight to get a nice 90-degree angle of here and breach and whatever information we need. Also, the fact that she has it's basically an extra rotate. Her punch ability is really, really nice. But that's why I would run Aruni. And then obviously the angles you can hold, you can make holes with a DMR. If you have a good trigger finger, you can spam that and you can take on multiple dudes at once. It's amazing, especially in a clutch. But definitely use Aruni passively. Use her like to hold tight angles like this. With the ACOG, you can do this. And you really only need to hit them like maybe twice to kill them, which is insane. So yes, Aruni is definitely top on this list. Buy her, learn good sight setups with her, and you're gonna get so many more kills. Chat, if you're watching this on YouTube, like the video, of course, subscribe to the channel, and if you subscribe to my Twitch, you get my charm. Coming at number 2 on this list, we have Lesion. My loadout is the Reflex because it has a faster ADS time. In my opinion, I like it. I'm using vertical grip, laser, flash, and then Athena charm. Super shorty, of course, laser, and impact grenades. I'd only recommend running the BP if you're lacking on info, but Lesion's a very versatile option. You wanna use those impacts, just they're more handy for dealing with OSA. So Legion's very good for everything. He can anchor, he can roam, he can do it all. He's Thanos. So I like making site setups. I'll help reinforce some walls, but for the most part, for example, I chose this bomb site. You know, if I want to make more rotates. He's very good for holding large pieces of map control because you can use your goo mines as basically a mine barrier. As long as this Lesion mine does not go off, I know no one's entering through here. Same thing with far sound cues over here. Even though you can't see Lesions anymore across the map, sound cues are still very, very important. So now look at that. As a single player playing right here, I could stare at this wall, and I am 100% confident of what map control is free because no goo mines have gone off. Another one of my favorites is just hold map control temporary with Lesion. My favorite trick is throwing a Lesion mine about halfway on the balcony, and then I can shoot a little slit right here. And when that Lesion mine goes off, they're gonna run away, and I can just hit them from behind, give them some nice back shots. That's all you need to do. Hold this for a minute 30, and boom, and now you're back on site, and you repeat the process. And you guys can see, I'm not putting my Lesion mines like this. Why? Because then you can just easily see it. It's a little bit better. It's like a Capcom trap. You know, you put on the side of the door. The radius is about halfway, especially if Gridlock's walking through the door. She could be like right here, you know, it'd already go off because the radius detection is so high. But as you can see, it's a lot harder to see. Ching! Ouch. But yeah, that's what I would recommend for Lesion. That's why you should buy them. And if you're wondering, yes, I'm using laser sights a lot more on all of my weapons because of the faster ADS time. I am using lasers in probably every single gun. Yeah, there's actually not a single time I wouldn't use lasers. That's my personal preference though, even though I do I know how to like hide my laser pretty well. So in my opinion, use it as much as you can. Next up, we have Tuburao. I am running him with the ACOG, muzzle, laser. I can probably get it with a horizontal grip. The thing about DMRs in this game is you can get away without vertical grip. It doesn't really jump too much unless it's like Blackbeard's DMR. Obviously, Athena charm. Always run C4. C4 is the most dominant secondary thing utility ever. Wow, I hold it really weird. Well, I put Tuburao on this list because of how much time denial he can waste. What I mean by that is he had 4 canisters back then, right? That was crazy. But Siege, we're in a meta right now where layers mean the most. You want every operator to be an obstacle. That's why I had Aruni, I had Tuburao, Lesion. They're all meant to waste time. If they're getting the breach open, you can throw Tuburao on it, and you can combine it with Cade, Bandit. You just gotta learn how to time it before the freeze goes off. An impact trick. I wouldn't really use it to slow down enemies. I mean, there's actually a bug going around where they're constantly frozen, but I'd just throw them at maybe like if you want to, but save it mainly for the breach and give yourself enough time to deny. But the fact that he has C4 and a DMR is very strong. Again, if you can waste a lot of time, that's as equal as getting like 2 kills in a round. So yeah, just think of Tuburao as like a wall denial. And also if you're getting tracked, I don't know if tracked by Deimos, but if you're getting tracked by, oh wait, no, yeah, if you are getting tracked by Deimos, you can actually just freeze yourself and you'll be good. Yes, you can also see footsteps on the ceiling, but it's kind of a hard toss to kind of see where they're coming in from. So that's my pick for Tuburao. Let's move on to the next operator. Next up, we have Solis. I forgot to show my loadout, but right now I am using holographic flash hider with a laser. Oh, I don't have a laser. Yeah, I gotta put a laser back on. But what Solis is really good for, obviously, is because in the early phase, don't reinforce too much on sight. Go for the hatches. Get active so you can see as many drones as you can. Collect all those pretty places. And what I recommend is always starting about top down from the bomb site. And if you're playing a second floor bomb site, you can just go from below. What I would recommend first is think about where they enter the most. Okay, they probably enter through top square. They enter through lobby. I am actually not going to shoot their drones off rip unless they find me. What I'm going to do is kind of think about stuff like Vigil. I want them to purposely miss drone me. Oh, a drone's going through here. Oh, it missed me. Okay, I'm gonna do this, hold him, and he's gonna sprint in, boom, free kill. So you can catch people off drone by having them miss drone you. You can see where the diffuser is, where an air jab is, claymore, whatever you need to do. But use Solis to set yourself up for the right play. Don't just treat her as a run and gun, but again, she's just good intel on the run. So a pro tip, whenever you are attacking and they do have a Solis last up, remember to, and I need to remember this too, but if I'm going to plant here, I need to go plant on a hard surface. Plant on the desk. Think about like a pole C4. Otherwise, Solis is one of the most efficient operators, defenders in the game right now. So remember with Solis, first of all, drone hunt, slow down their information. Remember, every operator on this list is good for an obstacle. Make them waste time. Second, see if you can deny the plant from below. And number 3, obviously just capitalize on anybody that misdrones you or is repelling without a claymore. Next up on this list, we have Smoke. Y'all know the OG Smoke. You know, he wasn't on the list before, but this is a top 10. So what I recommend using on Smoke, I don't use a sight on him. You can use whatever you want. But if you guys know, lasers actually don't do anything anymore. So you don't have that super tight hip spread where you can just one pump someone across the map. It's still pretty tight, but you know, usually I like it tight, but it's okay. If it's loose sometimes, then we're okay with that. But yeah, we got the barbed wire. Remember guys, do not put barbed wire too far up. You always want it to be a good sound cue down here. Same thing for barbed wire over here. Obviously, y'all know how to play Smoke. Smoke is just very good for denying time and controlling the tempo of the attack. So whether that's denying a entry point, whether that's denying a default plan, you know, it's always, Smoke's always a very solid pick that you cannot go wrong with. Always remember, help make the holes. Like, barely reinforce a Smoke. Don't do holes like this, guys. Don't do, like, rigid. Like, wait, that's actually kind of a good rotate. But, you know, just go for, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the whole wall should break. Again, learn between high holes, head holes, or even foot holes, as y'all saw. And if you're wondering the difference between the two, use head holes for contesting the room next to you. Use foot holes for limiting the vision, but also getting a nice one-way on them. But yeah, you can play passive with Smoke with a shotgun. You can play aggressive with the SMG-11. And you can, his kit is very versatile. So if you want to learn a good Smoke player, watch him Pro League. And obviously, next up on this list, y'all already know I'm a special grade top #1, genetically blessed Azami main. So who better to teach you how to play Azami than the #1? You know, obviously you want to learn from the best. Enough yapping. All right, bro. Now my loadout on Azami is going to be any kind of 1x, doesn't matter. Flash hider, vertical grip, and laser. ADS times are really slow. You want the best recoil with vertical grip, deagle, and impacts. Do not run barbed wire. Barbed wire is too passive on Azami. You need to be able to break your Akibas and get aggressive. How I would play Azami is very similar to Lesion. Even after Azami's nerf, people ask me, oh, Azami's nerf bad. No, not necessarily. Because if you think about it, it's still bulletproof. And in my opinion, trying to shoot down an Azami with 2 mags of your gun is the same as using a Gon 6. I use up a lot of your time, a little bit of your ammo, and you're very vulnerable when you do it. You're risking your life. Just play a zombie normally, but you want to hold map control aggressive, but not permanent. Think about what is a very open, annoying area that you hate to run into a defender. Probably this room, right? So I'll put a zombie down here. Use peek left and right. And again, they're very durable. You have more than enough time to get back or replace it. The best Akiba spots I would recommend, maximize your cover. For example, I would probably not want to put in a zombie berry right here. I would probably want to put on that very tip right here. So this way I can maximize just more map control, you know? So ideally, I'm going to stay behind my Azami or wherever I'm holding for about a minute 30 into the round. If they don't get destroyed, I stay longer. But if I'm getting pressured, I just move back and I get away with my life and I spend a lot of utility and time. I would recommend that you practice one-way angles. So if I put the Akiba here and another Akiba on the very end, again, remember, we're always maximizing real estate with the Akibas. So if I prone here, I can see foot because I love toes. Personally, I'm a toe person, but no, that's a lie. That's a lie. You can also make head holes with the Azami, with the Deagle. Obviously, if we know if Smoke is on TikTok, you know, he's just scrolling. He's doom scrolling, not making rotates. Then you can make it yourself. Use impacts to substitute for any kind of holes you need. Yeah, that's really how I play her. Again, it's up to you if you want to play your life behind one of these or if you want to just get away and play with the team back. But remember, Azami is an aggressive operator. It's very hard to be passive with her. You can't just sit in a corner with her the entire round. Nah, play behind those zombies. Get active, bro. Get shaken. Next up on this list, we have Fenrir. Fenrir is very, very strong right now. I have the regular hollow, I have laser, and flash hider, along with the bailiff with a laser, even though it doesn't really matter because of the update. Barbed wire and bulletproof is up to you. You could probably get away with the bulletproof camera because the Fenrirs already act as the trap. I would recommend always using barbed wire on Fenrir, just in case if you need extra intel. The ways I would use Fenrir is learn how large the radius is. You have a very large radius, so you don't have to put it too exposed. You can kind of tuck it up somewhere like this, and then, you know, as you guys can see, anyone that walks up is cooked. Now, again, help out with rotates. Do not be a, you know, don't keep the bailiff in your pocket sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta whip it out right in front of all of them. Use the Fenrirs as, think of them as like Belusi gadgets. Just put them on really high contested areas. For example, you don't want anyone walking in K9 with no punishment. But you can also use them as a bait. So for example, if I put it up here, right? Anybody that walks into Fenrir, I can just wide swing and I know they're going to be in this area right here. So yeah, this thing about your Fenrir should be going off before you get into a gunfight. This way, you have maximum amount of time to react. Don't put them too far away from sight. Don't put them into anywhere irrelevant. Maybe like, I don't know, game's door. That's, you know, is too far away. You want the Fenrirs to be, you want to have a chance to swing on them. So it's very simple though. Just treat them as like, you know, just any other trap. If you think people are getting to map control too fast, slap a Fenrir on that bitch. And then obviously the bulletproof camera can go anywhere in sight. You can probably roam a little bit. You can roam, lightly roam. Think of Fenrir as like Lesion. Maybe roam a room or two away, but don't full on roam because you need to be alive to change up your gadget. But overall, Fenrir is very good for aggressive teams, and even if you're solo queued, because of the overall sound queue, and you have a very large presence. Remember, an operator that has presence after he is dead, strong operator. Moving on to Clubhouse, I am going to be showing off Frost. So Frost, she has an ACOG. I use extendo barrel and I use vertical grip. The reason why I use extendo barrel over flash hider is because she has very low recoil, and I'm going to be taking a lot of long range gunfights. So as you can see, her gun does 40 damage now compared to earlier. I mean, 30, and it doesn't really matter that much. You can use whatever you want, but I use laser because it's a very heavy gun for some reason. I use the shotgun. Deployable shield versus BP. I would recommend using a BP because information is a little better than a shield that sits by itself somewhere. Depends on your push. How should you play Frost? You should play Frost by... She's a side anchor. I would not recommend roaming with Frost. She just doesn't need to. I think it depends, but she's mostly an anchor just because she doesn't really have any extra utility to herself. Use your shotgun again. Help out with rotating. If you have a shotgun, it should be like a golden rule, like unspoken rule of Siege that you make at least one rotate for a set of head holes. Different ways you can get creative with the frost mats. Use them for, again, remember, a trap should be assisting you for a gunfight. Instead of just taking a plain gunfight here, like, right? You know, they would be enticed. They would be encouraged to hop through this and boom! Ouchie. Again, use them for hatch drops. Obviously everyone knows to put them under windows, but if you're not going to do that, put them on the top of staircase, because when they're walking up, they might not see it, and boom. Same thing of staircase like this, boom, right? Check here, and then boom, walk in the frost mat. BP, or wherever you like, but for the most part, again, you have an ACOG, man. You can hold tight angles, you can just kind of get away with those pixel peaks and dip out. But Frost brings a lot to the table, so go ahead and buy her today. Ew, what? Yo, do not copy my loadout. I don't know what I was doing. All right, next up we have Cade. Cade is probably one of the best wall denial operators in the game just because of how versatile he is, and he's just, again, very versatile. So first thing you can do is not only we all know to throw the Cade at the top of the middle of the wall and get both of them right. Your Cade placement is really key because you can actually avoid EMPs. So there's actually a trick if you shoot the pot. Let me see. Yeah, here it is. So if I open it up like that, now I'm literally cooking in the kitchen. Now they think the Cade's gonna be below. They don't know where it is, but it's actually cooking up right here. What is Cade tricking? Cade tricking is exactly like bandit tricking, which is you're juggling the Cade claws. What you can do here is you can actually juggle the Cades about like right there. As you can see, it will get the hatch. What? Okay. Don't throw it that far. Let's just say I threw it maybe like right here. Yo, Joey, I need you to edit this out, my man. I'm gonna need you to edit this out. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna hop on top of the box right here. Gonna move a little bit here. Now, as you guys can see, you can just juggle the K claws like this, throw them like this, and then maybe throw one down and throw one right after the Thatcher goes down. And this way you can count off the Hibana or the ace charge time. But yes, get creative with K claw spots because they can really save you the round if they can't find it. Otherwise, your main objective is K. Remember, I would recommend using the TCSG all the time because it's about a 2 to 3 shot hit, low recoil, and ACOG. And you can make nice rotates with it. Make sure you use your C4 before you die of old age, and you should be good for an anchor on defense. If I see one organ joke on this YouTube video, I'm actually going to take the video down and private it and delete the video and then bury the ashes of the video. All right, last opera we have on this list, I have Wamai. Do not use the August Troll. You're going to want to use the MP5 with the Magnify B, Laser, Flash, Latino Charm. Now, impacts versus proxies is totally personal. They're both very strong. I would run proxies if you don't have a lot of information on your team. Run impacts if you know you're going against a very stubborn Osa main or impact trick. Wamai is a very fluent operator. He's very fluid. He's literally Aquaman. You can do everything with him. From Jaeger. Jaeger stuck to one spot, but with Wamai, look how large the radius is. You can get very creative with it. So if you're afraid, you can just put that shit all the way up here. Maybe not that high, but, halfway down. Use your Wamai's projectiles to cover grenades, any kind of bulletproof stuff. Let's say you have a bulletproof camera right here. Protect that. Put it on the window. Now, don't put it anywhere on the window. Remember, if it's a grenade, it can possibly blow up any defender stuff around it. So tuck that Wamai gadget as far away as you can. Really advanced thing you can do with Wamai is when the round starts, hide your discs where Ace normally throws his stuff. This way, he throws an Ace charge, and that's one Ace charge down for one projectile. That's good. That's good if you ask me. What I recommend doing with Wamai is you can play a little aggressive with him, but the longer you stay alive, the more utility you get. You can get a little aggressive with the MP5. You can just do anything, man. You don't have to limit yourself to sight or the roam. Just do whatever you think it feels nice. So use that ACOG and put that thing to work. Must be nostalgic to be home. Yeah, buddy, you're actually like, that's probably your last message in the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like on this video if it helped. It will help the algorithm and help us get to 1 million on YouTube. I will shave my head when we get 1 million. So share this with your friends. And I get my charm on Twitch. I stream almost every single day on Twitch. Link in the description. Otherwise, I'll see you guys soon.